What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it might be that you're watching this video and getting ready to do your workout. I hope you're feeling great and excited to do a good workout with me today. So the workout that I have planned today is a go outside workout. It's going to involve a little bit of cardio, and so the reason that it's called a go out workout is because the cardio portion we're going to do outside. You can do the whole thing outside on the grass. The only thing that you might need for this would be a mat. Otherwise, I'm just going to do it right here on my grass. You're welcome to do whatever is most comfortable for you. So starting with our warm-up, the first thing I'm going to have you guys do is 20 bridges. So when doing your bridges, you want to start with your feet hip width to no more than shoulder width apart, laying down flat on your back, and you want your shoulders down, pressing down into your mat or the grass. Palms are down on the mat or on your grass, and bringing your heels close to your glutes and performing a pelvic tuck. So what you don't want to do is arch your back. I'm not sure if you can see in the video how my back is arched, but my back is arched here. So instead you're going to work on really tucking your pelvis under, really squeezing your abdominal muscles and scooping that pelvis up. Pressing down with your palms, you're going to lift your glutes as high as you can off the mat or the ground. So pressing down with your feet hard into the ground, really press down. The harder you press, the better. And you're wanting to keep equal weight between your heel and your toes. So to really get your glutes involved, you want to make sure that you're pressing down with your toes and your heel evenly. And so when doing this, I think the goal is not about lifting really high, because the higher you lift, the more likely you are to arch your lower back. So instead, what you're trying to do is press down with your feet. So really press down nice and hard, keeping your pelvis tucked up and keeping the pressure in your feet from heel to toe. So performing 10 to 20 bridges. The next exercise in our warm-up is going to be push-ups. So many different ways to do push-ups. Whether you want to do push-ups on your knees, totally fine to do a bent knee push-up, or you want to do full body push-ups. Either way, in your push-up, you want to make sure that your shoulders are down and back away from your ears, so you're not hunched over. Shoulders down and back away from those ears, and your glutes are nice and tight. So squeezing your butt and squeezing your belly as tight as possible, and keeping your shoulders down and back away from your ears. So doing 10 push-ups for your warm-up, whether you're going to do full body push-ups or you're going to do bent knee push-ups, whichever is most appropriate for you for the day. Next is going to be 20 lunges. So body weight lunges. I like to keep my hands at heart center. You can do forward lunges. You can do walking lunges. You can do backwards lunges, however you want to do them. So when doing a lunge, trying to stay up nice and tall, and I'm on grass, so it's a little bumpy, so it's kind of funny here. But when doing your lunge, you want to keep belly nice and tight, shoulders down and back away from those ears, always thinking about your posture, trying to not shrug your shoulders or hunch over, and your knee is always going in the direction of your toes. So knees are never caving in or never being pressed out too wide. So 20 total lunges. After you've done your lunges, next is going to be a plank. Again, kind of like a push-up, lots of different ways to do a plank. So you can start off on your knees. I like to do planks palms down. It really helps to open up the shoulders. It's much harder this way, but again, it helps to open up those shoulders. So squeezing your butt nice and tight, shoulders are back away from those ears, and squeeze your belly muscles as tight as you can, trying to not hold your breath. You can do a full plank here if you'd like. Same thing, shoulders down and back away from those ears. Squeeze your butt as tight as you can and squeeze your belly muscles. Try not just to sit in a plank, let your back arch. Don't do that. Gentle pelvic tuck, squeeze those glutes and squeeze your belly muscles as tight as possible. After you've done your plank, the last exercise in our warm-up is going to be 20 side lunges. So when doing a side lunge, again, I like to do my lunges with hands at heart center. I'm a yogi and a runner at heart, so I like to keep my hands at heart center. So when doing your side lunges, you can step as wide as you feel like you need to for the day, whatever your body kind of wants you to do. But your toe your knee is always going in the same direction as your toes. So never caving in at the knee and never going too wide, and also never lifting up that heel, always keeping your heel down. So performing about 20 side lunges. So when you're finished with the warm-up, the first exercise in my go outside workout is going to be cardio. So whether you want to run to the nearest stop sign, you want to run a minute out and a minute back, you could do 1 minute of high knees, 1 minute of butt kicks, lots of different options to get your cardio in. So either pick running, jumping jacks, high knees, butt kicks, somehow get that cardio in for at least a minute. If nothing else, you could go out a minute, run, and a minute back. After you've done your cardio, you've got that part in, the next exercise is going to be to do 20 deep body weight squats. Now your deep might be different than my deep, and that's totally fine. So when performing a squat, you want to keep your hands at heart center, feet are shoulder width apart. For me, I have to perform a squat with my toes slightly turned out. If I try to do a squat with my toes perfectly forward, my knees cave in, and that's because I had ankle surgery. So for me, the best form for my body anatomy is going to be with my toes pointed slightly out. So going as deep as you can in your squat. Knees are always going in the same direction as your toes. Knees are never caving in, and they're never going too wide, and squeezing your belly muscles as tight as you can. After you've done 20 squats, next is going to be 10 tricep push-ups. So whether your tricep push-ups are going to be on your knees with your butt tight, shoulders back, belly tight, elbows go right next to your side. It's kind of like a reverse dip. So whether tricep push-ups are on your knees or full body, whatever's most appropriate for you for the day. After you've performed your tricep dips, we're going to do 20 mountain climbers. Lots of different ways to do a mountain climber. So coming into a high plank position, shoulders back away from those ears. You can go nice and slow, alternating knee to chest, keeping those shoulders down and back. You can do opposite knee to opposite elbow. You could do knees wide, outside of elbows. You could do fast, you could do slow. You pick, it's your workout. After those 20 mountain climbers, we're gonna do 20 side lunges. So going back to that same side lunge as you did during your warm-up. Now, depending on your fitness level, you could do 20 total, 10 to each side, or you can do 40, 20 to each side. After you've done those side lunges, the last exercise in this workout today is going to be a side plank. So when doing a side plank, you can do a low side plank, stacking your knees, lifting your hip up off the ground as high as possible, but what you want to try to not do is lean too far into that shoulder. Keep some weight on that knee and lift up. Work those hips, work those glutes, work your side oblique. So by pushing your butt forward, so no arch in your lower back. You should not feel this in your lower back. If you do, it's because you're arching instead of pushing forward. You could also do your side plank this way. You could stack your feet. No matter what form you have, you're pushing forward. Whatever you're doing, that butt is being pushed forward. So after you've done your side plank, then we'll start back over at the top, go get your cardio in, go through everything, perform 3 to 5 rounds, and have an awesome workout. Thanks, guys.